Hey guys, what's up? They say once is chance, twice is coincidence, and three times is a pattern. And over the last about 6, 8 weeks, I've been seeing on Amazon a lot of WotC dumps, and they were kind of taking a different form than they have traditionally. If we go all the way back to the second half of 2022, we started seeing the original dumps, things like Crimson Vow draft or Crimson Vow collector boxes down in the 80s, stuff like that. And then the heavy, heavy dumps on Black Friday of 2022. And we saw them all through 2023, even though we were repeatedly assured that the dumps were over. We kept seeing with our own eyes the dumps shipped and sold by Amazon, which means WotC coming onto the platform and selling directly to the consumer, running around the distribution and retail network it's supposed to support, and selling at prices that, in a lot of cases, even distribution could not buy from WotC for. And so now that brings us to the last 6, 8 weeks. And what I've been seeing on there is a different kind of dump. It's what I am going to call the flash dump. And I have a theory on why. I'll get to that in a minute. But what it is that WotC will mark down a product, multiple products, to just ridiculously low dump prices. But they will only have those prices available for maybe 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. Very short amounts of time. And I've tried to give some of these deals out to my patrons to get them in on these deals. I've tried to share them on the community tab. And what I find a lot of the time is people start commenting and they say, hey, I don't see the dump. It's gone, or they saw it and now it's gone. Or occasionally people are able to get in on it with me. And it's not just chopping down the prices of the boxes. They've started also using the coupon feature on Amazon's marketplace in order to not have to display a ridiculously low price, but instead just add a 20% coupon. So I've seen things like Commander Master's Draft at $211. I've seen Dominaria Remastered collector boxes at $135. I've seen Jumpstart 22 all the way down at 76 or maybe 78. I forget. Lots of deals like this, but they only last 30 minutes, an hour, some small duration of time like that. And my theory for why this is that WotC wants to deflect criticism over still dumping, over never having stopped the dumps in the first place from the second half of 2022 all the way through today, still dumping on Amazon, bypassing that distribution and retail network. And I think WotC's thinking is that if they simply do it for a half hour, real quick, the number of people who can get in on it is pretty small for that time, for that one flash dump. But then they'll run another flash dump later that day, maybe that evening, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple days, they'll run flash dumps again. They rotate them around between different products. And if they do it that way, you can never build a lot of chatter about it on social media. You never get onto the Reddit cesspit of people saying, oh, hey, look, here's the dump, and putting it up for everyone to see. You don't get people making YouTube videos saying, here's the dump, click the link to go get it, because by the time they do that, the flash dump is over. And so it allows a small type of plausible deniability. It's, well, a lot of people don't actually see the dumps themselves. A few people see them and get in on them, and then the flash dump ends, and it'll come back at an unknown time in the future on an unknown product for an unknown duration. And so I suspect this is the kind of dumping we're going to see going forward, this flash dump where it's very quick and then it ends before you can get a lot of social media momentum distributing the message about it widely. So my advice is open a tab to Amazon in your browser and do a search for Magic the Gathering booster box. That's the search I use. And then just refresh it whenever you can. Just refresh and look again, because the flash dumps could happen at any time. And once in a while, you can catch things like $100 a box off of Commander Master's set, like I was getting a couple weeks ago. $230 a box, I think, is what it came out to. So, great deals like that are to be had, but you're going to have to be a little more diligent and a little more vigilant about it, because WotC is transitioning to this era of flash dumps instead of just long out in the open and persistent dumps they have to try to hide them a little bit while they keep doing them. And it makes sense to me. If I worked at WotC and someone said, hey, Craig, your job is on the line. You have to continue to make these revenue numbers and also don't make us look bad with the dumps. Well, this is the next thing I would do too. So I can't blame them, but try to make the best of it and get in on it yourself. Let me know what you think, guys. What kind of flash dumps you're seeing. Other great deals. Anything else? Questions, comments, whatever you got. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.